Always fresh and a little bit sticky. Keep it locked on Cannabis Wiki. We're always fresh and a little bit sticky. The green room on Cannabis Wiki.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Green Room live from Sticky Nugs, Fort York location. Hey Derek.
Hey Jackie.
I'm really excited and interested in this next conversation. We have the president of Cannabis Conference and Expo, Neill Dixon. Hey.
Hi there.
Hey.
Jackie.
Woo! Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
We love having you on the hot seat. Well, we call it the sticky seat on the Green Room. Hey Derek. Welcome. Getting close to Cannabis.
Month away.
Oh, is it? A month.
Yeah. Well, just about, yeah.
Yeah, we're excited to attend, interview people like we always do.
We're nominated.
Oh yeah, nominated.
We're nominated. The Cannabis Wiki is nominated, and I'm nominated, and I'm the current winner. Right? I still am holding the last trophy, so.
Champion.
Yeah, maybe I'll have bookends. Not to brag, but that might be bad luck. So thank you for joining us.
Okay, it's great to be here.
Tell us about Cannabis for people listening.
Okay, Cannabis is a 3-day conference and expo. It's going to be at the International Center at the airport in Toronto. And what can I say? There's about 250, 300 exhibitors.
Mm.
And we've got some amazing speakers. And an amazing award show lined up as well. So, yeah,
that's fun. How many years has Cannabis been around?
2017.
2017 is the first one.
Yeah, so it was right at the beginning of legalization.
Right. And you're from the music industry.
That's where I'm originally
from. Me too.
Yeah.
And what's more fun, music or cannabis?
Music and cannabis.
Yeah, but
together.
Yeah, isn't it? If we could just do that together, if there's more expos, more events with music and cannabis, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, do you have a musical guest set for this year?
For the cannabis show?
Because I remember we were in 2019,
no.
we had the Village people were there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, I can say this, but it could jinx me because I'm working on the Whalers right now from Jamaica.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
What date would that be?
That would be on the 2nd.
Okay.
June 2nd. Thursday.
Oh, fun. And last time you said, the Village people were there last time.
Village people, that's right.
I got
last
great
time
pictures.
And you had the speakers, Montel Williams, Ricky Lake, you had them
That's
there.
right.
And so this year, who are some of the highlighted speakers?
Well, we've got Steve D'Angelo.
Oh, nice.
And Steve's known as the father of legal cannabis.
Last Prisoner Project.
Yeah. And he's, of course, he's also known for the Last Prisoner Project, which his mission is to get every last person that's been arrested for a cannabis charge out of jail.
Yep.
And believe it or not, there's still many, many people still suffering for something that's now legal. So, hey.
It's crazy. It's weird. Isn't it just weird?
Totally weird.
Like, what rock star, what musician didn't smoke weed?
There is none.
See, there is none. And some of them are in jail right now. It's just nuts. So, not to bring a downer, but COVID was fucking, excuse my language, terrible for anyone that puts on conferences, events, and expos. How was that?
Well, we disappeared for 2.5 years, yeah. So this is the first in-person event we're doing. And Canadian Music Week, which is the second, it's the week after this, if you can believe it.
Oh my goodness.
That's our first in-person Canadian Music Week as well.
Wow.
We did a virtual one last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 4-day virtual conference, went from 9 to 5 every day, and we did a virtual festival as well, which was kind of interesting with over 300 bands. So that was a huge undertaking because everybody was working out of their basement or bedroom or wherever, kitchen table.
Yeah, I saw lots of that live music from the kitchen table and strumming on their guitar from the basement.
So it's really great to be back in person, and we're looking forward to it. I'm excited.
I think everyone's excited. I think the consumers, the industry, the community is excited to be back in-person events. Really. We tried hard with a lot of virtual stuff too, and it's just not the same. It's not the same.
No, you're right. But it won't be so much so with cannabis, but at Canadian Music Week, there's still a lot of the world locked down. And one of the countries that's been difficult to deal with is Japan, and that just happened to be our feature country this year. So we're doing it all, again, it'll be in person here, but we'll be
Virtual
beaming
there.
those people in virtually. So at least we got the experience already, so we know how to do it.
I went to the Hideout years ago at Canadian Music Week on a media pass, and I had all these. I got to listen to all the speakers and be part of the whole day. Met a lot of bands and people from around about how to market you can play a guitar, but now what? You know what I mean? Like, how do you market yourself? Canadian Music Week used to put on a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, they probably still do. I just haven't been involved in that. I'm in cannabis now.
Yeah, no, there's stuff from 101.
It was really fun, actually.
Right up to, the sort of the biggest, most famous people come into that event and share their knowledge, which I think is really good, and give it back to the next generation. So there's a lot of people that are willing to do that.
Like when I think about Canadian Music Week and I talk about that experiences and the things, I still don't feel that that's come over to cannabis as much. Like, it's fun and we're excited to be in person, but I had like memorable moments at Canadian Music Week. Like, some of the biggest, like, if I look back in my memories and think about great times, I really would hope that soon, I think it's compliance or regulations, that we could have those same sort of moments and memories with cannabis expos, and
that'll happen. It's challenging with
because corporate's not fun.
No, not at all. It's just very, very challenging with the rules and regulations. I mean, it's frustrating as a promoter, but it's even more frustrating as an LP or a retailer being able to market your products to the public.
Yeah.
When you think of alcohol, they advertise and market. So I don't see the difference. And you've also got what's going on in the U.S. You can see that that's not affected anybody as far as, there haven't been deaths or, there's not huge cannabis addictions. I mean, I know a lot of people that are suffering from alcoholism in the music business. So I think,
Yeah.
Can you be addicted to cannabis?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Me
I don't
either.
think so.
But music industry, talking about music industry, I have lots of friends in the industry that during COVID, it was really hard. And we lost some friends to alcoholism, not to cannabis during COVID. A lot of musicians, that feeds not only, like, it's ego and everything, but that's their soul, like, to play. That applause feeds them. And when COVID and everything was shut down, and like you said, they're in their kitchen or in their basement, it's not the same.
Right.
Alcoholism was huge, but then there was also, like my friends, the sheepdogs, cannabis helped them get through this. Like, they were smoking weed and writing new songs and writing a whole new sound actually is coming out.
Absolutely. The way I see it is they're getting less sort of draconian in their sort of policing these things.
Their compliance, like their regulations.
So people are sort of pushing the boundaries now, and they're not necessarily getting in trouble. I don't know where that stops, but I say, hey, push the boundaries.
I was just going to ask you, are you a push the boundaries? Because
Right.
if you come from rock and roll, you got to push the freaking boundaries.
Well, you do.
Is there going to be a lounge at O Cannabis?
There'll be a consumption lounge, yes.
Is there a consumption lounge, like outside?
Outside.
A patio or whatever?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to at O Cannabis yourself?
Well, this year we're doing a lot for diversity, inclusion, and equity, and we just booked a great speaker, Wanda James. Mm-hmm. She is the first Black American to own a retail store in Denver.
Oh wow!
But now she owns. That was years ago. Now she's got a cannabis company and a consulting company, and she's doing amazing
I think
things.
I've watched the documentary or something on her. Wanda, I'll look it up. But yes. Wanda James is
Wanda
going to be
James,
there. Okay.
yes. So, and besides that, She's for women's rights as well. So she's an entrepreneur and
Women's rights, like we don't have to wear a bra. Just kidding, Neil. Neil's for that too. Pushing boundaries and no bras. Look, and he's like, I didn't say that.
Yeah, so Wanda's there. Tommy Chong is going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, for
Will you be there?
He'll be there, yeah.
Nice.
And as was Steve D'Angelo is also going in the Hall of Fame. So they'll both be at the award show.
Nice.
And we got Jerry D from
the comedian to host.
yeah, he's hosting it. He's from Family Feud. So
I've been to some golf tournaments that he
yeah,
hosted. He's quite funny.
He's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy.
So that'll be a major party at the castle. This will be our 3rd year at the castle for awards. So
What are you personally most interested in? Like, what are you like? You do this a lot. You've been doing this a long time. I know I bore easy, so I'm sure you do too. You've seen it all, done it all, heard it all. What are you looking forward to? Other than Tommy Chong is coming, Stephen D'Angelo, he's phenomenal, and that name it all, and what he's doing with Last Prisoner Project, that'll be a big, huge draw. He's an amazing human being.
Who else? Well, the opening keynote speaker is he's from the Cannabis Council.
Cannabis Council of Canada.
Yes.
Nice.
So they'll be talking about. I saw they had a report card last year. They gave the Health Canada a D.
Yeah, me too.
And apparently, I don't think they've improved yet. So we'll find out. George Smitherman. I'm sorry.
Right, George Smitherman. That's
Remembered
right.
his name.
I think him and I are
George.
nominated for the same award.
Really?
I think so. He's in my category, I think. Isn't he? George.
An influencer?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Or yeah, that'll be a good one.
So so we'll be hearing from them, and we're going to be hearing from a lot of people on the sort of inequities of the sort of
Diversity and inclusion aspects.
yes, and the regs.
It's
too.
like almost like a fresh take on on cannabis.
Yeah.
Did you do a little bit of shaking up there? Who's doing the programming?
Well, my daughter's doing the programming, and the good news is I'm going to be a granddad
Congratulations.
Congratulations! When?
soon. And that's the bad news because she's
she won't be
going
able-
to take mat leave and she's not going to be there.
Oh, it's the good news and the bad news. She's running it, but
So
she's
all
having
her
a big-
hard work of programming, she's not going to get it to see the fulfillment of it.
And that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you
She's
know
gonna-
what she's having? A boy or a girl? Are you allowed to say?
I guess so. She told me a boy. So,
Ah,
hey,
congratulations! That's
Yeah.
awesome.
that's amazing.
Your next little rock star, your next little stoner. Do you ever tell if do you consume cannabis or have you?
Sure.
You talk?
Yeah,
Oh,
for many years. Yes.
for many years. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite strain?
I like free weed.
Free weed's good.
Free weed's good. Do you have
I
a
don't
favorite?
know. I don't have a favorite strain. You just remind me. That's a new thing this year at Cannabis. Psychedelics.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about
So
that.
I've been experimenting with mushrooms just to get into it. So yeah.
Oh,
So
I
that's,
love that you said that, and I'm experimenting with mushrooms. That's great.
Yeah.
And
How is that? Like the
I
reception?
kind of like them.
Okay.
kind of like them.
I do.
Microdosing?
Yeah, microdose. Yeah.
Nice.
So there'll be a whole track on that. There's an entire conference on psychedelics.
Like, is that happening on-site, off-site, in another room?
On site. It's in another room.
Yep.
So there'll be, and the other big part of this year that wasn't there in 2019, sounds like a long time ago, but that's the last
Right.
is retail. Because retail, when we started, there were no stores. In the first year, I think there was 110 or something. Now there's 2,000.
Just in Toronto.
And they said by the end of the year, there'll be 3,000.
Wow.
Our favorite store is Sticky Nugs.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful store.
Isn't
This
it?
is an amazing store.
It's beautiful,
Yeah,
and
this
it's
is-
family owned and run and operated, and it's quite a store.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
And they love cannabis. They love the community and the culture, and this has been a really great residency. It's
you
really
can tell
fun.
from the detail they've put into this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We interviewed the owner's daughter, Chris. Sam is the owner, and she was saying it was her dad's dream, like his whole life. It's like she works at her dad's dream.
Right.
So, which is really, really
It's
nice.
amazing.
Yeah, I love it. It's like a
Yeah, well,
ceremony.
it seems like your daughter's done a great job, curating the best speakers and entertainment.
Aren't
and
you a
stuff like
speaker
that.
there?
Yeah, amazing.
You're a speaker there, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your first time. It's his first, isn't it? Your very first speaking? Yeah, look at he's like, okay, skip over
Yeah.
this part. Oh, cannabis is gonna be your first speaking. Wow, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
I
don't know.
Compliant marketing.
Oh, compliant
Oh,
marketing.
Yeah.
hey,
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
that's a hot topic.
Right.
It's the least fun.
The least fun. I like it.
Well, maybe there'll be some changes made. I mean, if enough
Right.
people talk about it, it gets enough, coverage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm doing a deal with someone or I'm in a contract with someone, we're working on negotiations, I always hear, oh, she's a loose cannon, or this is too risky, or this is too risque, or whatever. But isn't that how we change things? Isn't that
It
how we
is.
move things forward?
That's
Like,
exactly
there
how
has to be a couple of us loonies, like, in order to make this work, I think. Like, we're watching that documentary, the basketball documentary, Magic Johnson's story. And Dr. Buss, in the 70s and 80s, he changed basketball to what it is now. Like, we love it. It's a sexy,
Yeah.
fun thing. Instead of a boring old, now it's cool. Well, cannabis is supposed to be cool. And cannabis and music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're sitting beside cannabis and music.
Right.
You'd think it would be,
Right.
In Canada is just so, like, we're, can't have any fun.
Yeah, like isn't there Canadian artists? Like you mentioned that you're working on the Whalers, but you would think with Canadian Music Week there'd be some Canadian artists that
Sheepdogs. They have rolling
wanna,
papers and bongs and
show that have been dying to, that appreciate the plan and been dying to be showcased at a
But we
premier
don't do that.
event.
We did have 5440. We did have the Chilliwack. We've
Oh.
had
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Canadian bands play at the previous cannabis shows.
Okay,
So
now it's
it just happens to be the Whalers were available, and we're in discussions with them. So, I mean, how good is this?
right.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
That would be a gift if that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, hey, can't put down Canadian talent.
Right.
I'm a big champion of Canadian talent,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing it. It's 40 years, by the way. It's our anniversary this coming year
Canadian Music
for
Week?
Canadian Music Week. Yeah.
Wow.
What about product on the floor? So there's a lot of, we interviewed another conference CEO, and they said that they're working with Ontario government to try to have product on the floor. Are you guys lobbying?
Yeah,
any
we'd
that
like
way?
to do that, but that's another area you can't get a decision out of them on. So right now there is no product on the floor.
Right.
Other than if you're a consumer, you can take 30 grams and walk around with it. That's yours.
Yeah, I was more talking about like the machines, like the
Yeah.
packaging, and like just showcase how it actually works. The trimmers, like we like Ultra Trimmer, they're really good guys there, and but
Yeah.
it's like it's hard to showcase with these like round balls. Like it's just
Well, I agree.
Broccoli in
I
the trimmer.
agree.
Yeah.
And they're trimming up
Yeah.
broccoli.
But we are compliant. We might
no, of course.
we might push the envelope, but
Right.
we don't break the laws.
No. I'm just wondering about if you're
Leaves it to Jackie.
in talks with the province.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's bigger headache, Music Week or cannabis?
cannabis.
Because of the compliance and regulations?
Yeah, the music's wide open.
I just thought it was like the egos of the industry over in the music is a little
There's
tough.
some pretty big egos in cannabis too.
Neil said it, I didn't. Boom. There's some pretty big
Yeah, less talented but big egos.
less talented big egos. Those are the worst. Those are the
Yeah.
louder ones when they're the.
What about the one in BC? Let's talk a little bit about that because
Okay, well that's kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
we've been to BC before as of cannabis. We did a show in Vancouver, but But this will be the first Grow Up show, and it's in Victoria, which is
Pretty beautiful.
beautiful, by the
Right.
way. And it's also in June. It's at the end of June. Like I say, this will be a very busy June for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a busy summer for everybody
Yeah.
in Canada.
I'm
Everybody
telling you.
in every
They're all the
industry
expos
is
that have
trying
been
to
put
do-
on hold and all
I
the
know,
conferences that
everybody's
they're
coming
all
back.
coming out.
All coming
We
back
only
at the
have a
same
limited
time.
time, in Canada.
Yeah.
So
So that's a 3-day show as well. That's more of a cultivation growing show. And we've got, who do we get just recently? From the Blues Brothers, there's Jim Belushi.
oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's a grower now.
a grower now. He's got a farm,
Yep.
and he's the keynote this year. So that's kind of cool.
Awesome. I want to go to Victoria, Derek.
Yeah, we'll be there. Trust me.
we gotta go to Victoria. We gotta be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got Neill in the seat. Are we moving our booth? We're on the center stage. Come on, what
I think, don't you have a booth there? You probably.
Yeah, it's right right in front of the stage.
is it?
Yep.
Oh,
Good.
You just have to keep it locked on Cannabis Wiki for the latest news.
we got it. So, do you know anything about 3-day passes or how much they cost,
Yeah.
or how can people
Where can
show?
people-
Where can people get their tickets and?
They're all available online at the site. So cannabis.com and growupconference.com.
Okay.
Tickets vary in price. You can get in just the show floor if you want to walk the floor. You can get a 1-day pass to do that. So that's the cheapest option you might have. Or you can go to move up and go to a pro pass. So you can get some actual education while you're there.
Workshops and stuff.
Yeah. Or you can go all the way and go for an executive pass, and that gets you into everything.
Ooh.
The parties.
I know Jackie. She likes
The
executive.
VIP conference. It'll get you into the retail conference. It'll get you into the.
Do I have that, Derek? Do
Of
I have that
course.
pass?
You have
Of
that,
course.
yeah.
Neil, you have that. Did you get that again? Woohoo! Hold on.
This will all be coming back.
I'll be coming back
I can see that.
Neil will be getting late night LinkedIn's. All right, I'm just wondering. I'm parking the car. Do you have a permit? you got a tag for me or something?
You'll have a spot. We'll make a spot for you. So so that's the sort of Cadillac version. And then the awards show is separate. That's a separate ticket altogether. So you can buy if you can't afford to go to the award show, and I appreciate some people can't because it's an expensive meal. It's
Yep.
steak and lobster. It's like a whole big thing. Black tie.
Do they bring
There's
out
an
garlic
after
bread
party.
at the start?
Do they
What's
bring
that?
garlic?
Do they bring out garlic bread at the start like Shakespeare's?
Do you know what Shakespeare's is in Hamilton? Do you know what
Oh, Shakespeare's. Yes, I have been to Shakespeare's.
Okay.
Yeah, world's best steak.
Yeah, there'll be a red basket. I don't know. If
There's a
it'll be
bread
garlic.
basket. You know, one of those little English pickle trays, and
Right.
some pickle and a little piece of cheese and some bread. I like an olive.
Is
on
that
it.
where because you're from England?
Yes.
So is that where your love of live music? Because all the pubs
Well, it
in
did
England and Scotland.
that's where I went to college, and that's where I got into being the entertainment director at the
Right.
college and getting into bands and all that stuff. So that is where it started, of course.
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
Well, I was going to be an architect when I know the real story, and
What'd your parents say?
The real story.
well, that was the story. I wasn't going to be in music. I was an amateur guitar player, but I got, like I said, I got the job because I was the only one to put up my hand to be the sort of entertainment coordinator director. And then I met the bands, and then all of a sudden, I got invited out to parties, and I thought, hey, this is
Who'd you meet that I would go, ooh?
this is a few years ago.
All right, I'm not young.
I know. Okay.
Half a century old.
Well, back in those days, the people that were playing in small bars or small halls or clubs were like Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
the Rolling Stones, the Beatles were bit beyond that, but Arthur Brown and the Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Yeah, so I got to meet these guys, and I got hooked on music, so that was it. And I've done everything in music: agent, manager, promoter, publisher. So
Wow.
all that. Yeah, so I bring a little bit of that flair to the cannabis world.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it rubs off. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope it rubs off. Some of the rock star, whatever. I
Yeah.
freaking hope it rubs off too, Neill.
I-
Are you like? Do you ever? Do you not leave a meeting or leave a thing and go, "What the piss"? Even like, is there any fun? Where's the rock and roll, like in the industry?
Right. Well,
Right.
the music business is actually a business, so it's not all rock and roll.
Right.
Yeah. So there would be a meeting like this, and then people would, they're pretty normal. It's a lot of money involved, so
Yeah, pretty normal.
yeah. So yeah, it's different, but it's not that different.
It's not that different. Will you smoke weed while you're at Cannabis?
Yes, in the lounge.
You will?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna smoke a joint.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Do that.
We can smoke a joint and talk some shit. It won't be with the cameras rolling. Like, yeah, I know what's going on in cannabis. Don't I, Derek?
Absolutely. That's why you're the queen of cannabis.
He's like, bring out your dossier, Jackie. He calls me all the time. What you got on the dossier? Who's doing what? Like, it's an ever-changing, fast-moving industry, but I have such hope for it to be so amazing. Like, I'm really excited for Cannabis. I'm excited for the new, I'm excited for our conference in June too. Might as well plug that. So it's in London though. We're not getting in your way in Toronto.
Cool.
So
I'll come down and visit you.
I was just going to invite you, and you just beat me to it. Yeah, we'd love you to be there. That would be amazing. Like, it's only in Canada where we don't actually celebrate like people in our industries, or we don't celebritize people the way they should be, or it's just a Canada thing, isn't it? We're too polite, or we're too like.
I don't know. Got some pretty big stars around the world now.
They don't come home. Like Bryan Adams never came back. Shania Twain didn't come back.
What about Drake?
Oh well,
Drake's here.
he's here.
Yeah.
Kinda. For basketball, and then he's gone.
Yeah, he does a OVO fest too every year.
When is that?
Caribana weekend.
Oh, somebody said we need to do parties during Caribana. What do you think of that?
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a really good idea. That no LPs, no events, conferences happen in the cannabis space during Caribana, and they should. It's the biggest thing in Toronto.
Well, I wouldn't
Well,
be
they should be happening at every festival. I mean, consumption should be happening at these things. That's what I'm fighting for.
How you fighting for it?
Smoking at them.
That's how I'm starting.
That's how I start. What'd you say
Yeah.
off the camera there?
No, like I say, there'll be a lot of discussions. The same discussions that are going to happen at Cannabis are going to happen at Canadian Music Week with Canadian musicians.
Right.
So they're going to be talking about what they feel and why they feel it's important. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about government puts a lot of money in to support Canadian culture, right? Taxpayer money. It could be cannabis marketing money. You know what I mean? And the consumer's going to benefit too. So, a lot of things can change, and I think they will.
You're confident.
I'm 100% confident. And you can see how fast the world moves. Like, I mean, the stigma at the beginning and where it is now.
Right.
It's like, people of all ages are talking about it. And what's nice, of all ages are consuming it. Maybe for different reasons, maybe for medical reasons.
Right.
But, so.
But you're seeing older people using topicals and that sort of thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, relatives.
Suppositories.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, no, this is going to be as normal can be.
Because we're only in year 4. We're only in year 4 or year 5? What are we? Year 4?
Well,
2018.
2018 it was legal.
2022 minus 2000.
Kiss my ass. Let's just get high and go to Cannabis. Let's go fuck some shit up. Sorry. You appreciate that, right? That's my hashtag. Let's just go fuck some shit up. And
All
no, I
right.
said that drinking water. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was going to say, remind us of the dates of the 2 conferences coming next, and where people can find the tickets again.
Okay, so Cannabis, cannabis.com. It's August 1 through 3.
No,
sorry,
not August.
June
That's your
1
baby.
through 3. That's baby. Yeah, I know. Thanks. You got me screwed up here. Canadian Music Week, I'll plug that too. That's 6 through 11 of June, so it's a week right after.
Nice.
Then Grow Up, it's in Victoria, BC. That's growupconference.com, and that is 18, 19, 20 of June.
Well, we're excited for Cannabis. We can't wait to. We've got a lot of interviews and speakers. And actually,
make sure you send us the top speakers directly to our booth.
We can do that.
Yeah,
Can
we want to
we?
get. Like I'll tell you, the first year we interviewed Montel Williams, Ricky Lake, Cam Batley, Haresh from White Sheep. Is that Haresh? What's his name? Yeah, he was Cam Batley's mentor.
Oh.
Yeah. And a whole bunch of other people. It was.
Isn't that where you interviewed? Didn't you interview a politician?
Coming by your booth.
Okay,
That's
perfect. We love
I
it.
see. Yeah. Okay, we got that too. There's gonna be a parade coming by your booth. We'll be throwing No Cannabis T-shirts or something into the crowd.
Right?
Yeah, we'll make it a fun thing. It's. I mean, not that it isn't. But there's fun everywhere we go. When we pull up.
Jackie's the life of the party.
Well, I try to be. Actually, I don't try to be.
No.
I try and just be me, and we have a good time. And yeah, you know what? It was really lovely to actually meet you. I'm sure we've met in passing and hello when we're in conference mode and things are busy and whatever. And you're very lovely. And I wasn't sure you were going to be. I'm telling you the fucking truth. You know, you're lovely. So,
Okay.
and I'm really glad.
Neutral.
Thank you. I'm glad you came and you joined us. And yeah, we're really excited for conferences to be back and to be back in the community, talking to the people that are. I mean, I think they're hungry for it. Like it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we'll be doing some hard partying. And
We're going to be doing some hard partying. Yeah, I got to get a room. That's what I need. Are those all sold out? We need rooms. We got to book those. Or did we already?
I think we did.
Oh, okay. I just show up. I'll be at Cannabis. I'll be at Cannabis with my parking pass, my VIP spot, do I get a special badge? Do you have pins or badges?
Yeah, you get a ribbon actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
This is VIP?
Yeah,
I want a ribbon.
you get a ribbon.
What? Oh, like the
Yeah.
same one that D'Angelo would have?
Best in show.
I am the best at that show. Just kidding. There's going to be so much better. Come to Cannabis. It's going to be the big show. Anyhow, I'm excited. That's great. I'm gonna smoke a joint with Neill out front.
That'll be iconic.
Yeah. Won't that be fun?
Yeah.
That'll be
At 420.
at 4:20. I'm gonna smoke a joint with Neill out front of Cannabis, and we'll put it on the Facebook Live.
Right.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Thanks for joining us on the Green Room. Thanks for joining us.
having me. It's been a pleasure to be
We
here.
really, really
Thank you,
appreciate your
guys.
time. Thank you so much. From the Green Room, Sticky Nugs, I'm Jackie Childs, Derek, and we had Neill Dixon, the president, and not the CEO, that's his daughter, the president of Cannabis Conference and Expo. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Peace.
Well, we are live from Sticky Nugs, one of the most beautiful of dispensaries I've seen. And we're happy to be guests here at Sticky Nugs.
Yeah, we're kicking off our residency.
Thanks so much for having me, and we are so happy to have you guys here and be a part of this amazing journey. This is a family-run business, so I would say about maybe 15 to 20 years ago, maybe when I was a kid, my dad had this amazing, passionate idea of getting into the cannabis industry. It was so funny. I remember going into the garage and seeing him with this grid paper and had it all written out, and even the name and everything. And you always think, you know what? Hopefully one day cannabis can get to that point, but you never know, right? And I thought, you know what? Why not get into the family business and run this dream together? Because I just have such a passion about cannabis as well.
Yeah,
Already started, right?
let's kick this
Get
up.
the ball rolling.
Yeah. Thanks again for joining us in the Green Room.
Nice.